Today we are exploring Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction, specifically how to manifest your desires. So let's get right into it.
What I find so intriguing about Abraham Hicks is that they believe you're the architect of your own reality. They call it being the realizer. But maybe a simpler way to put it is that you're the creator or manifester of your own experiences. And it all comes down to aligning yourself with what you want.
Aligning yourself. I think I've heard that called being on the same frequency or something, but that always sounds a bit esoteric to me. How do you actually do that?
Think of it like tuning into a radio station. You can't hear your favorite music unless you're on the right frequency. It's the same with your desires. Abraham Hicks says you need to match the frequency of what you want by focusing your thoughts and emotions on it.
So if I'm always stressing about bills, am I accidentally broadcasting a broke frequency?
That's the idea. It's not that you deny the existence of bills, but you shift your focus. Don't dwell on the negative. Dwell on the feeling you'd have if you were already abundant. That's what Abraham Hicks calls vibrational currency.
Wait, vibrational currency. Tell me more about that. It sounds intriguing.
It's like spending your energy. You can spend it worrying about lack, or you can spend it feeling the joy of abundance, even before it physically shows up in your bank account. Which do you think will attract more abundance into your life?
That's a great way to put it. It's like choosing to invest your energy in the feeling you want, rather than the one you're trying to escape. I can see how that could be a game changer.
Exactly. It all comes down to recognizing that you have more control over your emotions than you realize.
Okay, I'm willing to give it a try, but how do you just decide to feel differently? My emotions feel pretty tied to what's actually happening around me.
Abraham Hicks uses a simple analogy to explain this. Think about confusion versus clarity. You can go from muddled to clear just by focusing your mind differently, right?
Wow, that's so true. Just this morning, I was totally confused about a project.
Yeah.
But then I talked it through and bam, clarity. I felt completely different in an instant.
Exactly. And just like you shifted from confusion to clarity, you can shift from any negative emotion to a more positive one. It's about practice and choosing where you place your attention.
So it's not about pretending everything is perfect, but about recognizing you have the power to choose a better feeling perspective.
That's a great way to summarize it. Now let's move on to a specific example. Since you're interested in manifesting money, let's explore how this principle applies to abundance.
So we're talking about manifesting money. Does that mean just daydreaming about winning the lottery?
Not quite. It's more about cultivating the feeling of already being wealthy. Imagine the freedom you'd feel, the generosity you could express, the experiences you could have. It's about embodying that abundance now, not waiting for some external event to make you feel it.
Interesting. So it's not about ignoring your current reality,
Yeah.
but about shifting your inner state to match the reality you want to create.
Exactly. Abraham Hicks talks about ignoring the unwanted, not pretending it doesn't exist, but choosing not to give it your energy. Instead, you invest your vibrational currency in the feeling of abundance.
Okay, so I'm walking around feeling abundant, even if my bank account doesn't reflect it yet. But at some point, don't I need to take action?
Absolutely. Abraham Hicks isn't advocating for just sitting on the couch visualizing all day. Inspired action is a key part of the process.
So it's not magic,
Yeah.
but more like aligned energy leading to inspired action.
Exactly. When you're in that state of feeling abundant, you're more likely to notice opportunities, have creative ideas, and take steps that are in alignment with your goals. It's like the universe starts presenting you with the perfect stepping stones.
That makes so much sense. It's not about forcing things, but about getting into the flow and allowing things to unfold naturally.
Precisely. And that's where trust comes in. You have to trust that when you're aligned with your desires, the universe will conspire to bring them to you.
I can see how that could be a challenge for a lot of people, especially if they're used to feeling like they have to control everything.
It definitely requires a shift in perspective. But that's where practices like meditation and journaling can be so helpful. They help you connect with your inner guidance and cultivate that sense of trust in the process.
So it's about quieting the mind chatter and tapping into that deeper wisdom that knows what's truly in alignment with your highest good.
Beautifully said. And remember, you don't have to do it all alone. There are countless resources and communities dedicated to supporting people on their manifestation journeys.
That's such an important reminder. It can be so easy to get caught up in the hustle mentality. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is surrender and allow yourself to be supported.
I couldn't agree more. Now, we've talked a lot about manifesting money, but it's important to remember that this principle applies to all areas of life. Relationships, health, career, you name it.
That's right. So if someone wants to improve their health, for example, How would they apply this principle? Would they just ignore any health challenges they're facing?
Of course not. It's not about denying reality, but about focusing on the feelings you want to experience. For example, instead of dwelling on the fear or anxiety associated with the diagnosis, you could focus on the feeling of vitality, strength, and well-being.
So even if you're going through a challenging time health-wise, you can still choose to cultivate a sense of inner peace and well-being.
Exactly. It's about shifting your attention from what's wrong to what's right, from what you lack to what you already have. Even if it's just a tiny flicker of hope, gratitude, or joy, focus on that feeling and allow it to expand.
It sounds like it's about training your mind to focus on the positive, even when things are tough.
That's a great way to put it. And just like any muscle, the more you practice, the stronger it becomes.
So the more you practice feeling good, regardless of your external circumstances, the easier it becomes to attract more good into your life.
Exactly. It's a positive feedback loop. And the more you align with that feeling of well-being, the more you realize that true happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances.
That's so empowering.
Yeah,
It means we have the power to create joy and peace within ourselves, no matter what's happening around us.
exactly. It's about reclaiming your power and recognizing that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your experience.
This has been so insightful. I feel like we've covered so much ground already.
Huh.
But before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to highlight for our listener who's eager to put these principles into practice?
There is one final point from Abraham Hicks that I think is crucial. The idea that the greatest gift you can give yourself is the gift of your own well-being.
I love that. It's a beautiful reminder that taking care of our emotional and mental health is not selfish. It's actually the foundation for creating a life we love. When we feel good, we vibrate at a higher frequency, and that's what attracts more good into our experience.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful cycle of creation and expansion, and the best part is it's available to everyone.
It's like we've been given this incredible power to shape our own reality. But somewhere along the way, we forgot how to use it.
It does seem like that sometimes, doesn't it? We get so caught up in the external world that we forget the power we hold within. But Abraham Hicks's teachings are all about reminding us of that innate power.
And the more we tap into it, the more we can create a life that truly reflects our desires and values. I'm curious, knowing that our listener is ready to start applying these principles, what would you say is the first step?
I'd say the first step is awareness. Start paying attention to your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. Notice what triggers negative emotions and what brings you joy. Once you become aware of your patterns, you can start to consciously choose thoughts and feelings that are more in alignment with what you want to experience.
So it's like hitting the pause button on autopilot and taking back control of the steering wheel. Instead of reacting to everything, we can choose a more empowering response.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about suppressing or denying negative emotions. It's about acknowledging them, then gently shifting your focus to something that feels better.
It's like that analogy we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
moving from confusion to clarity. Sometimes all it takes is a simple shift in perspective to completely change how we feel.
Precisely. And that same principle applies to any area of life. Whether you're facing financial stress, relationship challenges, or health concerns, you can always choose to focus on thoughts and feelings that empower you, rather than those that drain your energy.
So if I'm feeling overwhelmed by a problem, the first step is to acknowledge my feelings without judgment, and then ask myself, what's the desired feeling I want to experience in this situation?
That's a great approach. And as you hold that desired feeling in your mind, you're actually aligning your energy with the outcome you want.
It's like sending out a powerful signal to the universe. This is what I'm inviting into my reality.
Exactly. And remember, the universe often works in mysterious ways. Stay open to possibilities, trust the journey, and don't be afraid to ask for guidance along the way. Whether it's through meditation journaling or connecting with like-minded individuals, there are many resources available to support you on your manifestation journey.
And don't forget, have fun with it. Manifesting shouldn't feel like a chore. It's about aligning with joy, abundance, and the excitement of creating a life you love.
That's a perfect way to put it. As Abraham Hicks often says, the basis of your life is freedom. The purpose of your life is joy.
I think that sums it up beautifully. And to our listeners, as you continue to explore these concepts, I'd love to leave you with a final thought-provoking question from Abraham Hicks. If you could choose any emotion to embody right now, what would it be? And how might that shift your reality?
It's a powerful question to ponder. The answer just might hold the key to unlocking the next level of your manifestation journey.
It very well might. And remember, the universe is always listening, always responding to the vibration you're putting out. So choose wisely, choose powerfully, and choose to create a reality that aligns with your deepest desires.